Here we go. Hey guys, and welcome back to Broken Soul Studios. And we are starting a new episode of Soulcast, a Broken Soul podcast. I'm your host, Broken Soul, and here are my guests, guys.
Ferret,
Rabbit,
Geronimo.
Yep, we got Ferret, Wounded Rabbit, and Geronimo. Hey, welcome to the podcast, Wounded Rabbit. How you been?
it's been good. My first time on here, so I'm excited.
Yeah, man. Long time listener, first time speaker.
also something new for the channel. We're all together for once.
Yes, we're all in the exact same car, just driving around downtown big city. Not gonna say what the city is, but downtown big city.
It's Fort Worth.
Yes, it was.
I'm just saying, low and slow.
Yeah.
Low.
Bro, I'm trying, but...
Oh my god. Okay, let's get with the first topic. You know what?
You want to swap seats?
No, I'm kidding.
You know what, man? Hold on. Ferret. Let's do your topic first.
Oh,
Yes.
Okay, so the topic that Geronimo told me that I really like was, what if Stain trained Deku, the original Deku that Horikoshi came up with, and the new, or the now version of Deku.
They mean
Both
like,
of them are-
to kind of more clarity, Horikoshi's original design for Deku was essentially edgelord high schooler. You guys know what I'm talking about. Some of you guys who are listening know what I'm talking about, so yeah,
Rabbit?
It looks like a-
pretty much. Anyway, you want to get on with that, Ferret?
So,
Ooh, go away.
before we get on to that, I would like to say right now that we owe Broken a song. It's his birthday.
Oh god.
Happy birthday to you.
Oh my god, guys, really?
Happy birthday to you.
I will edit this thing out.
Happy birthday, dear Broken. Happy birthday to you.
Why am I laughing if we fall off?
Guy comes screaming on a bike. Face plants mid-road. Oh, dude.
I cried
Talk
for
about
him.
a birthday present.
Okay, 3 out of 4 of us are high as hell right now, so...
I wouldn't say hi.
Okay, 2 out of 4 of us are high as hell right
I don't
now.
know about two of
I
them.
don't know about even being high.
It's
We're
just
on in life.
It's just a little bit of a nicotine high. You'll be all right.
it's a caffeine high. You'll be fine.
Not even. It's that brisk.
If I don't get this thing out by Saturday, guys, pray for me.
We need high. I'm life on drugs.
Oh god.
I'm life on drugs.
No, officer, it's hi. How are you?
No, it's
Oh
how
my-
high are you?
Okay, you know what? Let's just switch topics back and we'll come back to the...
All I'm saying is,
I'm
how
stuck.
would he actually train Deku? How would Stain train Deku?
Oh,
Well,
that,
Would
okay.
he use knives?
No, okay,
Or-
so the thing is, Stain, what's that person? Okay, the thing about Stain is his way of fighting consists of mainly bladed weaponry just because of his quirk. His quirk is, when he ingests the blood of another person, that person is paralyzed.
Also known as Blood Curdle.
But Blood Curdle is a name, yes. But the biggest thing is that that's all his quirk does. Just paralyzes other people if he tastes their blood. That does not give him super strength, speed, stamina, abilities of any other kind. So
you're saying Deku would have more of a martial arts ability compared to what he already
well,
has
not
now.
necessarily martial arts is the thing. I think more just combat orientation and combat strategy. Because Stain, remember, he was slicing through Todoroki's eyes like nothing. And that blade he used was all like, cracked and stuff, as you could see in the anime.
So you're telling me that Stain could essentially strength and speed train Deku like that of a ninja?
Well, yeah, similar to Ninja. He wouldn't be on Stain's level because, he'd probably be training roughly 10 to 12 years into his life, or maybe even younger, at the youngest, like 8, probably. Because that's around the time that you can start training physically. At least that's what I remember reading.
8
Might
years
have
old?
changed. Yeah.
I gotta stop my nephew's training regimen then.
So that's the main thing is his training would be focused on combat, and probably knowing Stain, because Stain isn't stupid. A lot of people think he's just a killer. He's not just a killer. He's very strategically oriented. He knew to throw knives at Todoroki's fireside because that was the most dangerous part. He can't cut through fire. You take out the fire side, he can only shoot ice, and if you can already traverse ice really well like he did, or break the ice to get rid of it, it's nothing to you. The training would probably consist of strength, speed, free running to get maneuverability, weaponry, probably his choice, knives, swords, bat, whatever melee weapon Deku wanted, even no weapon, if you just wanted to go straight fist.
Wait, I don't think... Can Stain fight barehanded?
Yes.
Potentially, yes.
I mean, technically, if you can fight with a blade, you can technically fight without one. You just have to think ahead of what you're doing. What is this traffic?
Now, with this going on...
We're driving, like I said.
And, Deku has manifested, more quirks going on. How would that fit into, per se, how Stain would train him? Would he be able to think about how he would use those quirks later on? Or, would...
Well, think of it like this. Stain is basically like a more dangerous Spider-Man if he doesn't use the webs, right? So if you give him all the extra quirks, Black Whip for sure, like Black Whip, he's basically Venom.
I mean, he's basically Deadpool at that point.
Okay, yeah, I'll give you that.
Stain? If Stain had more quirks?
No, Deku with the extra quirks.
So
One for
Deku
all.
currently now with One for All trained by Stain.
Yes.
So if he had access to only to Black Whip, let's say he only had one quirk, pick and choose whichever one you want. Stain would probably recognize, okay, he has a strength, but he also has a secondary quirk of some sort. Don't know what it is, but we're gonna train him till he can use it, like second thought.
Very effectively.
Yeah.
So do you think, as Deku uses Black Whip, that he would be able to manifest a sword out of it potentially?
That's the thing. Black Whip can grab onto anything, but I don't know the full parameters of Black Whip. This is only in my head what I can remember on tactile quirks or tactile superpowers and what's the other word? Prehensile superpowers. They can be formed into weapons. Prehensile means just being able to grab, like Tails. Ojura's tail is technically slightly prehensile. He can grab onto poles and swing from it. But if Black Whip is prehensile in nature, it can be straightened out into a blade. Much like if you've seen Tokyo Ghoul, Kaneki's Kagune is the tentacles. The four of them, at least in the earlier portion of the anime and manga, he can point them out. So they're not just free-flowing and free. He can stiffen them up to make points, like when he's fighting Jason.
To make swords and weapons, of course.
So technically he could probably shoot Black Whip out and use it as a needle rather than a sword to pierce rather than cut.
Which could potentially help Stain if they partnered up with Blood Curdle.
Yeah, so think of it like this. Stain trains him to fight. He can launch... on the low end, let's say his training focused mainly on his body, not the quirk. There was quirk training, but not as much as there was body training.
I think it's because Stain doesn't really have a quirk of his own that's really combat oriented, does he?
No, that's why he uses blades and such.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But let's say, for this talk, his quirk is prehensile nature, and that he had more body training than quirk training.
USMC.
What are y'all honking at? He could potentially shoot one or two Black Whips out and make them act as needles to pierce through, kind of like a rapier.
Okay.
Are you honking at me? I don't know if they're honking at me.
Shut up.
It's the guy across the street. You're good.
He could shoot one or two out per hand and use them to thrust into them. Depending on how long they are, he could make an effective range attack or even mid-range attack, like Kyoka sound beats. Another part of it is if it's more what was the other word I used? I forgot. Not prehensile, but
you said it was a
I don't remember the word.
Yeah. Shoot, I forgot what it was called.
Oh my god.
Don't worry about it.
Y'all lost window privileges.
But it's a Viper.
It's a nice car.
Oh my god.
So that's the thing with that. But if he had access to all the quirks that he has,
so it makes sense.
What?
But they can use hand-to-hand combat.
What was that one?
Okay, so we're thinking of a theory that Stain could potentially train in a United States Marine Corps fashion, where they use bayonets, most knife fightings, and excellent hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah.
Basically, what he does already. It's a great way for him to fight, and that could be how he trained and could train Deku.
That is a good point, but small little plot hole with that isn't Stain's primary weapon a sword, not really a knife?
Well, he uses them very, very, very much as throwing weapons.
And basically, the style of where the sword goes into play would be the bayonet.
I mean, it's basically it's a longer knife, so it would work.
Longer knife. That's like me. That's like my big boy solo. It's a long knife.
And the fight style, which actually mimics what he actually can use, is Kung Fu, Taekwondo, Karate, Thai boxing.
For hand-to-hand combat?
Yeah.
I think he's just naming off the different styles he can use, right?
Well,
Or
That he could use.
that he could use. Okay.
But the United States Marine Corps technically teaches all of these as a self-defense and to kill.
Well, see, the only like not problem. The only like thing I see wrong with that is if he were to train, he wouldn't train in self-defense. Stain's whole thing is killing and drawing blood.
Yes.
Well,
So
but
if he had to fight hand to hand, I feel like he would be using a lot more brutal fighting styles.
That's where the Marines.
More to just, but like the styles you're listing are more self-defense oriented,
No, but
not like
I mean-
like the Hawaiian style Loa. That fighting style is very brutal, known for breaking bones, joints,
Yeah, that's
dislocating, drawing blood. That's a style I could see him using something he can.
while that may be very true.
who's Taekwondo? Or no, Muay Thai actually, because they
Muay
teach.
Thai is very, very offensive.
If you teach it right, you can kill somebody. If you do it wrong,
Well, I mean, any of them can be used, but
you
they're
can still
not.
kill somebody.
really
The
talk to
fact
that
is,
point.
is Stain's gonna have to get someone in close, whether it's using self-defense or aggressive tactics.
Unless he employs explosives or something like that for
I mean,
more long
But
range
he
shit,
doesn't.
right?
Even in those, few
Go on,
episodes
buddy.
in the anime or even in the manga where he is shown, he has no intention of using explosives or anything of that sort because he likes to watch his prey. He's very
Prideful or like
He's very hunter-oriented
there
in
you
mindset.
go. Hunter-oriented.
He doesn't shoot to kill; he shoots to wound and watch his prey suffer.
He's like a trophy hunter. He doesn't
Yeah.
he doesn't take his kill. He'll
okay.
take the head, he'll take the antlers, and he'll show it off. He's a very boastful person, to which he likes to say, "Yeah, I'm the hero killer, and I did this."
And to be honest, I kind of see Deku learning this just because it's more offensive, no defense, Tiger style.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
I thought Dragon Style was the more aggressive.
Tiger.
Tiger style has no defensive.
Oh, okay.
okay.
It's mainly
If he were to
offensive.
be trained by Stain and had no say in his training, yeah, I could see that. But knowing Deku how he is in the anime, I feel like he would pick a defensive style to rely heavily on, and then be forced into learning aggressive styles.
Like
His mindset is that of a hero. It's not, like commonly said, he has a hero complex.
But that
He
would
is there to
also
save. That's why he would pick a defensive one to defend people.
Judo.
that would also state that Stain would have to potentially be a hero, unless Deku ended up turning him bad while training with Stain.
Deku turning Stain bad or Deku turning bad?
Deku turning bad in general.
I
Because
could see it
I don't
happening.
think he would turn Stain bad. I don't think he has a will to kill for trophy.
well, think like this also. We're talking about Deku, like his early concept Deku, not
Early
current
concept Deku, I could see him turning to Stain and be like, I've tried everything. I've tried to be a hero, quirkless. I've tried to be a quirkless hero for those that can't fight, and then just getting blown off by the heroes. Because as you remember, he was being berated while Bakugo was being praised for his quirk.
That's where I would say the
I thought that was bullshit, by the way. He
Tiger
honestly
Style-
should have gotten some kind of praise. Like, hey man, we're heroes with quirks. You're a civilian without a quirk, and you jumped into the line of fire while we just sat back and did nothing. At least you tried.
I know a lot of people say, oh, well, that doesn't really mean anything. He didn't save Bakugo. He gave him time to breathe, Bakugo was held there for already a couple of seconds. Most humans can hold their breath for, what, a minute?
Less than
Less
about
than a minute.
Less than a minute. And
Yeah.
granted, he was struggling too.
Yeah, so that's going to deprive
it's,
more oxygen
you know,
of his brain.
Plus, he used his quirk too, right?
Yeah,
Using
their quirks draws energy from them no matter what. Bakugo's thing is when he overuses it, his muscles start cramping and hurting because he's flexing his muscles. That's what I mean when I say their quirks that they have are good, but as I've read and heard a lot about, quirks are the worst power system in My Hero.
Really?
Yeah, or not in My Hero, just in anime. It's the worst power system
because they all need a debuff. They can't be overpowered.
yeah, even All Might has a debuff.
We're not talking about Saitama here, who's One Punch Man, that can literally destroy the world if he felt like it with a flick of a finger.
Goku.
Or Goku, who can, just destroy everything if he felt
All
like
my
it.
homies hate Goku.
I mean, why wouldn't he? It's Goku.
Yeah.
I feel like Goku
No,
is the
dude.
Superman of anime.
I can't argue with that, and I don't want to because you're not wrong.
However, I will say this though:
But
I did root for Goku in the death battle.
Obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, why not?
Aren't
How?
there any like much more stronger people than Goku in the anime universe?
Yeah.
I mean,
There's always someone stronger.
if we
Hell,
combined,
if you really want to talk about it, I'm sorry, Rabbit, for cutting you off, but Ben 10 could
speaking.
body Goku like nothing. I'm just saying it.
took the words right out of my mouth. Can't even lie. Just about to say that.
I got you.
Let me ask a quick question. Just one title. Kuro the Artist.
Yes.
That's where you got it from?
No, I just remember reading about the way the Omnitrix works and the.
I mean, if you think
gotta
about it,
move out the way.
it's the Omnitrix,
Or you got run over.
and Goku's an alien. Omnitrix scans Goku, gets Saiyan DNA. Ultimate,
Ultimate Saiyan?
yeah, the Ultra Matrix can send it, into a field where it is,
It goes through war for thousands of years and,
And then
gets
it's
all the
like-
upgrades.
Million, but yeah.
it's basically Ultra Instinct
Oh,
to like the 20th power that could
That was the
happen.
ambulance.
No,
Oh,
that's
thank
fine.
God.
I think that. It's a lot of peekers.
Jesus Christ.
God.
I see Tanjiro, I see Hentai.
We're seeing a car right now with a bunch of
I
those
see Deku, I see
stickers on the
Nezuko.
windows.
Deku, right on time.
Oh, Eri in the middle.
It was my people. I was right.
That was right. But
It was fire.
it's very true that Ben 10 could body anyone if he felt like it. And if that didn't work, he has
Nothing else, Danny Phantom.
Ultimate X, yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay, now I know you're going off the Kuro's like 5 years there, kind of,
Oh,
because...
no, I'm legitimately just saying Danny Phantom because it's
Actually, no,
intangibility.
I was doing
Like,
this
if he
long
can't touch it,
before.
And he can still
any of
breathe.
this.
He can't hit it.
Have you seen all
You know,
the-
there's actually a
all the
theory
back-
saying
they're
that,
almost
well, not a
gonna
theory, but the 5 years there comic
Oh, it's-
from Kuro the Artist is saying that
I feel like-
anyone with ghost powers can never have a limit.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I feel
Nothing can touch you if you're a
I
ghost.
feel like Kevin 11 would, at least be on par with Goku.
No, because remember, every one of Kevin 11's powers from aliens is only a tenth the strength of a natural one.
Yes, but it also depends on what alien he does. Imagine him getting a tenth of the power of Alien X.
Jesus Christ.
That is true. Yeah.
That's
Okay,
it's a small sliver, but don't get me wrong.
That's-
That's still a lot of power.
10% of a million is still a pretty big number.
You
so.
know,
That's because he has his was it Osmosian DNA?
Is it?
I believe it's Osmosian, the ability to absorb stuff.
Yeah, that
There's
sounds
different
about right.
rankings to them, and his is he can absorb energy and even life force, which is why he's able to copy the, not physics, but characteristics of aliens.
I mean, and even if he did an ultimate alien, that's still 10% of an ultimate alien.
Hell, even if he just got a tenth of Big Chill,
Yeah, that's-
Necrophesians,
That's a lot.
not even just that, the abilities he would gain, the freeze breath, intangibility. Freezing intangibility is a big power. Because think about it, if something's like heating up a lot, you just gotta turn intangible for a second, put your hand through it, and it cools it down.
Not to mention the combinations he would do if he did the what was it, Ben 10K from Omniverse.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
even
Dude,
then,
an ultimate Kryptonian Saiyan?
that's oh wow.
It's dangerous.
Right there. Ultimate Kryptonian Saiyan. Superman who? Goku who? Beerus what?
Pretty much.
That's very true, but even then, Kryptonian is only so much compared to a Saiyan.
Yeah, but don't forget like
No,
this though. Like
They're both powered by the sun.
no, I think
Or is that just Kryptonians?
That's just
Kryptonians get their powers from the sun, but Goku was able to get some energy from the sun because of... No, yeah, I think it is both.
No, I think Goku is more self-reliant, if I'm not mistaken.
No, he's more reliant on the ki. That's what it is.
The key. Okay, that makes more sense.
The key.
Yeah, his ki.
His key. The Kaioken.
What door does it unlock?
Ignoring.
Ignore.
You're
That's
talking
fine, it's
about
like high
keto,
school.
right? The keto diet?
The keto diet.
You know.
The key diet. I absorb nothing but ki. That's how I live. It's like those fuckers that say, I absorb nothing but sunlight, and that's how I eat and live. That's
What are you-
actual people, by the way.
Yes,
Yeah.
there are people like that. Very weird.
How long do they
That's
survive? Like a day?
I heard this on a YouTube video, and I'm going to quote it. Zach Hazards. I feel like the second they finish the interview, they just go somewhere and shove 20 Twinkies down their throat.
I wouldn't doubt that, actually.
Or
I
like
can
Quag,
smell the tres leches.
or like Quagmire, like
Dude.
yep, carrots. Don't matter how they get in there, as long as they're in.
Oh.
Solo.
Oh, I had to sneeze. I'm sorry about
Bless
that.
you.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Bless your soul.
Thank you. Bless my broken soul.
That's what broken soul.
I'm gonna break
Yeah.
something.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's not my car.
But not my car.
Not my car.
Not my ride.
But
Fucking Kevin.
Dude, his car always got fucked up. I felt bad. I was like, damn.
What was it?
I loved his car. It was so nice.
Was it almost every single every other episode?
Almost every other episode.
Yeah.
I will say this though, he's got to be the world's best mechanic. Because
fuck yeah.
if that thing gets destroyed every other week and he has to put it back together looking pristine and brand new,
I
There
think he
was
just
an
has them like laid out in the back of his.
No,
you know.
there was an episode where I think it's in Alienverse, where him
Omniverse.
Omniverse, that's it. And what's his name? The alien raccoon guy?
Arjit.
Arjit.
That's right.
No, not Arjit, the other guy.
No.
His partner.
Isn't he the one that?
It wasn't Arjit. It was Arjit.
No, that's the rat.
Rocket.
No. It's the one that helped raise them, didn't he? Or the one when he was in prison?
No,
No.
he's like black hair. He's by the book.
Is it the
He's a plumber in training, working with Ben.
Oh,
I forgot his name. Is it Arjit? I
Pierce.
thought that was Pierce. No, not Pierce. It's
Pierce is the porcupine guy.
no,
Arjit is the
not-
rat kid.
No, it's not them. He's one of the aliens that's in training with Ben. He's
The forearms kid?
no.
No, it's the
No,
actual
not the
thing.
kids. He's working with Ben in the
He's
future.
Oh, Rook.
That guy, Rook. I forgot where I was going because we couldn't remember the name. In the episode in
Kevin's destroyed baby.
yeah, so in the episode with Kevin's destroyed car.
Again.
I don't know where we're going. We're just gonna go here. It's fine.
Okay.
It has the backups.
Pretty sure I'm gonna get stopped by a cop. It's fine.
If we do,
I
we
got a
can-
get out of jail free card.
You know what? Let's put him in the podcast. That might be the jail free card, right?
I've heard if you can make him laugh, I can. But
We are
anyways,
not
You
fluffy.
can smell
We
the
are not
donuts.
fluffy.
Anyways,
You- 'cause you can
there-
smell
in
it.
one of the episodes, Kevin and Rook
You want to put your
Ben proof his
I
car.
have the weed.
Like they took his car and made it out of like the strongest metal they could get their hands on, the lightest metal they could get their hands on. It was immune to most electrical shocks. Like the tires couldn't be pierced. Like fucking forearms couldn't break it if
so
you
is
tried.
it better than vibranium?
Yes, it was like the strongest shit they could put into it with weaponry to take out like a mini Ben essentially. That thing was like
So they basically built a Ben.
they built something that could wipe out a fucking small horde. Anyways, it gets fucked up later on in the episode because they thought, fuck, we didn't take care of it. Check to see if it was magic proof. Because
Magic proof?
Gwen broke it.
Gwen broke it.
Gwen broke it. But
Oh.
the thing is,
Wait, how do you magic proof it in Ben 10?
charms?
Yeah,
Oh, right.
you can put charms.
But the thing is, they didn't think of magic to save his car from getting destroyed, and it still got destroyed when it was built to take fucking tank shots. They built it strong enough that it could probably stand a couple shots from a tank.
no,
And
Well,
not
let's
just any
say-
tank. They
dude.
say like a good tank too. Like I'm not talking about a fucking Bradley.
I was gonna say, dude, like in Ben 10, taking a shot from a tank is like taking a punch from me.
You're pretty strong.
No, thank you. I appreciate that, but still.
I'm pretty sure you got a stronger punch than me.
Well, let's
Like a
just-
fucking punch.
Yeah, we'll
I'm
discuss that
very
later.
curious. Do you think Gwen could eventually be on par with Ben?
I know
Even-
for a fact that
yes.
she can, dude.
No. But even with with Alien X, do you think she could find a power close to that?
Yeah. Okay. So the thing with that rabbit is
She's an anodite.
yeah,
Anodite.
and they're beings of pure fucking energy.
That's
Pure
right.
energy, dude.
I forgot about that.
Exactly. Dude, don't forget when Grandpa Max first met her, she was being used as a battery to power an entire army.
That's right. I forgot about that. That was I forgot what episode. Didn't that come out in Ultimate Alien, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah.
Ultimate.
Ultimate Alien. And she ended up bodying, I think, Ben along with half the
She's
city.
fucking strong. And that's the thing.
Just because she felt like
even
it.
though they're beings of pure energy, I'm pretty sure the Omnitrix could scan it if he wanted to.
I'm actually pretty. Wait, can Ben use magic or no?
No.
No. I think
potentially he
Gwen
could
can just
eventually,
because
though.
it's-
I mean, they are siblings.
No, they're cousins.
I mean,
They're twin cousins.
they're
but still.
related.
They're twin cousins?
They're twin cousins.
They were born similarly.
I mean, they're
No,
pretty good. I'm sorry about the break.
They share a birthday of the 26th
Oh,
of
they do?
December.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it was one of the original Ben 10 episodes. They
It
were.
was like the third episode, fourth episode.
Yeah, they were
Bruh,
complaining.
Do you know how
Yeah.
long it's been since I've seen all that?
Even Grandpa Max says like you two have shared the same birthday for 10. Yeah, for 10 years.
Oh,
So,
is
like,
it the one with they go to the camp with the twins?
It was
Yes.
something. I don't know.
with
yes.
the mushrooms?
Yes.
That's
When
right.
he discovered Wildvine.
Yeah, was it wild? Sushi? Can we stop here?
Let's drive around.
I love sushi.
We've only been recording for like 24 minutes, and I'm pretty sure I got to take out like 3 minutes worth of BS. So
That's fair. We can keep going.
yeah.
I mean, it's not that bad.
no, but still, like I said, like
it could be worse.
45
the
minute.
fact is we haven't been driving around that long.
No, not really. Like I said, like 24 minutes, 30 minutes. Anyway,
All I know is I haven't seen my people yet, so we're fine.
We're fine.
Sorry if you guys hear rumbling in the background. Like I said, we're driving. There are a few potholes.
And Ferret doesn't know how to drive.
No,
He can drive.
I
He's
know
just
that
the
truck.
potholes.
I can drive legally,
Trailer,
but-
that's a
Yeah.
Swift truck. I'm in real fucking danger.
Also, fuck off. Just
my
follow here.
people.
My people.
There's a firefighter truck going by, and Geronimo is a firefighter. Here.
Yes, he's a firefighter.
Ow, that hurt.
I fist fight fire.
You would try.
I
You would
would.
be the guy from fucking Family Guy, the firefighter. Like, look, a fire, and he goes.
That's the first thing I thought of as soon as you said it.
I wish.
And then, look, guys, he got a gun. Should have shot first, fire.
We should have shot first.
Then didn't the fire kill itself?
Yeah.
That got. Why did this Family Guy like get so funny and then just so dark right
I
afterwards?
mean, it could be worse. It could be South Park.
Dude, the creators of South Park did not give a fuck.
Well, considering they are trying to get canceled,
Yeah, they were trying to. They haven't.
they
yet.
still haven't gotten canceled.
I
It's
forgot
amazing.
where we were going with this podcast. but
Kermit
it's
is
fine.
like
Okay,
the
wait,
most.
wait.
That's why I started this whole fucking podcast so that way we can do shit like this and get so off topic.
Okay, well, if we want to get back on topic,
No, we don't.
Bender.
no. Gran Torino as a Class 1A professor.
Oh, we went from My Hero to fucking Ben 10, didn't we?
Yes, we
Yeah.
did. No, we went from My Hero all the way to fucking South Park.
My Hero,
God.
Goku, South Park, Family Guy, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
Background to.
Besides the point, Gran
go on.
Torino as a Class
Ooh,
1A
churches.
professor
Yes.
and Aizawa as Class 1B professor.
Okay, I like the idea because Gran Torino trained All Might, and even though his training wouldn't work for most of the students probably in 1A, ones like Toru, probably Toru, but like Anna Voice or Dupla Arms, like they could get some useful tips out of him, but I feel like the training wouldn't be as well for him because his way of training, from what it looks like, is just bounce around and kick the shit out of people.
Well, that's his fighting style, and his mostly focused on combat training for Deku and All Might because they gotta go up against some pretty, mean SOBs.
Okay, the
So-
question I have to ask for this: is he? How long has he been teaching? And so, what kind of teacher has he been? Is he like Aizawa, where he expels a whole fucking class in 1 year, or is he more of a, okay, no, you're doing it wrong. Okay, look at this. Like how I use my quirk. My quirk isn't focused this way. You gotta think outside the box kind of teacher.
I feel like he's a think outside the box because look at how he taught Deku how to use full cowling.
I was just gonna say that because he acts very
Deku figured that shit on his own.
not
Because
necessarily.
he is the
microwave.
takoyaki.
Not necessarily. He kind of gave him hints on where to go. He doesn't.
Coffee
gi-
cottage?
He
Yeah.
di-
They help you with signing up for schools and stuff.
yeah.
Oh, what the fuck?
I'm gonna bleep this out because I don't know how many of those there are here in the U.S.
No, I got you. I'll bleep out some of this shit. I'll figure it. You're gonna help me out with this, by the way.
Okay.
The
Can I
fact
be racist
is,
for a second? No, I'm just kidding.
No, no.
Anyways.
We do not believe in racism on this channel.
I mean, okay, anyways,
besides the
Rabbit,
point,
go.
no, the fact is, Gran Torino is a very
Still a bus.
dumbfounded person, but he can be very serious. So a very outside the box method would work for just about any student.
Oh, that
That's
old lady
fair.
did.
Yeah,
you
you know
think
what?
about
I
it-
take it back. You're right because they gotta think outside with their quirks.
Not only that, he doesn't give you a direct answer. He wants you to grow on your own.
I think one student alone probably would not be a good match for him, and this is only a guess, but it'd be either Momo or Katsuki, one of the two.
Moneta.
Yeah, no. The thing is, Mineta thinks outside the box. Like,
No, I said
no, for Geronimo.
Oh, Geronimo said.
Geronimo said Mineta, but
Okay, my bad.
Mineta's actually not as stupid. He ranked what, like
Wasn't he like
Ninth or something?
19th.
No, he wasn't. That was in the physical exam.
Oh.
No,
The quirk assessment test, and the actual thing, he was like ranked 9th or something like that.
he's
Yeah.
very smart.
He's actually really smart.
I think Gran Torino would really help Mineta, because while the quirks are very different, they can be used in very similar ways.
Yeah,
I will say this. I wonder how we would kick Mineta's ass every time we got loot.
See, that's the thing. Like, I think he would work.
Hang on, we just broke Rabbit.
You're not mistaken, but do you think Gran Torino would be very similar or go along with it?
He'd be Jiraiya.
He,
Oh my God, he would.
I can
I'm
see that.
thinking
can
it. I think he would.
He could be Jiraiya.
He'd be Jiraiya, and he'd be freaking Master Makarov.
I'm gonna drive us for a little bit because I have to go to the restroom, so I'm gonna look for a gas station.
You do what you gotta do, buddy. Hopefully the rumble shouldn't affect. If it affects the rumbling, if it affects the sound quality, I apologize. Blame the road. Blame the road. What?
Shouldn't be too much rumble, just like there.
There's just a little bit of squeaking. It's okay.
It's fine.
I will pee on you.
Sorry. Rabbit is a... Dude, they can hear all of that. Rabbit is a mechanic, and he can hear a little problem with the ferret's car, so he's been annoying him all night about it.
A little problem, but that's not a little problem.
That's
All
not
of
a
you.
problem.
No, but you were saying about Bakugo and Yaoyorozu?
So, I feel like those two wouldn't work as the all side because it's been pointed out quite a bit that Momo has self-confidence issues. She has trouble seeing herself as a worthy candidate because she talks a lot about I'm recommended, but I'm still, failing and losing to people who aren't. She has that preconceived idea that she's not worth her recommendation spot. It's been shown a lot, and it's shown in the the midterm exams they take. Sorry. And that's just that would be why she wouldn't work, because Gran Torino would push her in the right way, but her own self-doubt would counsel her out. Which, no, it's a good thing because it would mean he has to work harder with her to make her prosper. Which I think would be a really cool idea to see. Katsuki, on the other hand, it's his superiority complex. Gran Torino would kick his ass, and then Katsuki would tell him, fuck you, old man, I don't need your help, and then get his ass kicked over and over. It would probably work at some point, but...
Possibly even expelled, maybe, if he, took it far enough, because don't forget, Bakugo's pride is insanely, strong.
But that also deals with his quirk and his and how his quirk works. Because if he is not actually hyper, he could potentially die with that chemical that he uses.
Nitroglycerin.
There you go. Thank you. I couldn't think of it.
His sweat is similar to nitroglycerin. I'm going the wrong way.
Gran Torino, being a teacher, he could understand why he's very aggressive, very prideful, and hyping himself up for that reason. And I think it would actually be a better fit because the way Bakugo fights is very similar to Gran Torino, using his explosions to maneuver, to outwit people, and his overall athletic ability can compare to Gran Torino's overall.
That does make a lot of sense, yeah. Geronimo, you want anything to that?
Potatoes.
Potatoes.
Potatoes sound good right now.
I'm actually want some potatoes. Can we get some fries? I want to get some fries.
Yeah,
Jack in the
so... we can go to Jack in the Box. The only thing is one of you has to open my phone and do that shit for me because I don't know where we're at.
I understand. We'll do that in a little bit. We're trying to navigate this city. It's God, Fort Worth is weird. Anyway.
Yeah, dude, I get lost all the time over here in South Padre.
Exactly. Oh my God, where are we going to next, man? Freaking Dallas.
Houston,
we're on the way
Houston.
to Houston,
Not a
actually.
bad
Yeah.
idea.
Oh my God, we just entered Houston.
No,
We're
this
going to
is
Ding
Houston
Dong,
Air.
Texas.
Ding Dong, Texas.
Hey, wait a
On our
minute.
way to Paris, god dang it.
We just freaking we made a left turn. Hey, we're in El Paso.
Oh.
Ah, dude,
That's
we're
the last
over here
place
in
I'd want to be right now.
Why?
mood.
I'm illegal.
I'm illegal.
I'm illegal. You're the most legal looking one out of all of us.
Quit saying
Just dang it. No names.
Wait, Rabbit, you're the most legal looking one out of all of us. Happy?
I'll beep this shit out.
That's a big Hubba Bubba's.
Oh, that's a fucking stadium.
That's a
guy.
stadium. Isn't it the
That's
AT&T?
the UTSA stadium.
The UTSA stadium.
Oh, the game must be over already then.
Yeah.
Oh, my dad also.
Wait, I thought they played Saturday.
Oh, fuck, I don't know, dude. I'm sports ball.
I don't sports ball.
My shtick is working on electronics and repairing them. I don't know anything about sports. I played 1 year of football and I played soccer for 3 years as a kid.
That's fair.
Hey, we're going to Florida. Let's go.
I see you at the ball.
I'll cry.
Please don't.
I'm sorry.
No, you're not. Don't lie to me.
No,
I ain't.
Oh, we are going to El Paso. Golly.
Yeah, so if one of you would like to grab my phone and map us real quick, so I can take an exit and get us the fuck away from
Hey,
here.
we're going to...
Hey, I think she should get off and turn around.
We're going
Okay.
to warm up. Hey, my family.
You know what, guys? I'm gonna stop the recording for a second. Oh, wait a minute. I never started recording.
Are you serious?
No, I stopped. I'm sorry. I ended on a high note. Okay, we'll be back in a quick minute, guys. We'll be back in a quick minute.
Think about it now, Justin.
Okay, we're back. Sorry about that, guys. We had to take care of some shit real quick, but we are back.
We got
so,
munchies.
Yeah, we got hungry.
We got munchies.
So
got munchies.
continue. All right, Rabbit. What did you have? It was
Okay. It was Gran Torino and Katsuki, how they would be a pretty good fit, if not as partners, but as
student master.
student master partners, something like that would
Training
be
shit?
training would be really good.
Yeah.
Partially because of the quirks. They're not necessarily the same, but they are overall very similar.
Oh yeah.
Movement wise, anger issues, of course, Katsuki would have to work on. Very understandable.
Yeah.
That numbskull. But
With Gran Turismo, dude, he will beat that shit out of him. Like,
I
quickly.
mean-
first week he is just quiet.
I don't know if he would beat it out of him, but he would sure as hell be a smart ass. He's
You
very
can talk shit when you can actually land a hit on me, fuck.
exactly, like stuff like that. I mean, it took Deku a minute to actually even touch him, even after developing a full cowling under Gran Torino. It's a very interesting topic overall.
Oh yeah. I mean, hell, like you just said, like look at how fast Deku improved within what, a week, several days of being with Gran Torino.
2-3 days, I believe.
Yeah, 2-3
and then
days.
they went out and went ham.
No moves.
He freaking took out
Awesome.
Stain, a hero killer.
He did.
He got help, but still, like.
The fact of it is that he was there under a new power, not breaking bones or shattering his arms, legs, with the help of Tenya and Shoto.
Mainly Shoto.
Shoto.
Shoto-kun.
Besides the point.
Yeah.
Overall, I think Gran Torino would be a pretty good teacher for Class 1A. Aizawa for Class 1B. I'm sure overall, I think they would move students around.
What do you move them around? Like, I don't
Like,
think they're allowed to
That'd be
switch.
a nice fucking idea, though.
I mean, like, if you think about it, Aizawa only taught Class 1A, but if you move him to Class 1B and put
Torino?
in, they have to, if I'm not mistaken, they pick their students, correct?
I don't believe so.
Or they don't pick their students, but they put students with the best fitting teacher.
Yeah.
So someone would move. Not
I'd say
one,
a couple of them, at least 4 or 5.
There's a few that would move. So the whole My Hero Academia franchise itself would be very
Different?
different,
Yeah.
but for the better, I would hope.
I think we'll.
Yeah, but well, here's the thing though. Some would like what we're doing. Some would have scenarios can turn out good. Some would have scenarios can turn out pretty bad. So it just depends.
And it does.
Yeah. But it depends on who's writing it. That's the big one.
Yes, because overall, it's a good anime as is.
Oh yeah.
There's always something that can be improved, always something that can be changed. There's always theories, like what we're doing now, variants, anything of that sort.
It's almost like
That
a what
we-
if.
Yeah, we just said it basically is a what if.
It's a what if.
Yeah.
I like it.
And there's always gonna be good and or bad what ifs.
Yeah.
Oh
So
yeah.
it just varies on
Hell, there are whole YouTube
person
channels
who's
and
thinking of it.
communities based off of what ifs.
like what we're doing.
Honestly, I would love to see probably like a one-off manga. Probably a one-off manga of just Horikoshi writing this. Just how different it would be having Gran Torino teaching Class 1A, but not our Class 1A. Like having some from 1B thrown in and mixed around. Like maybe Torino doesn't get Bakugo in the end. Maybe Aizawa still has him, but he has Kamakiri from 1B. Or some of the other students from 1B, like Juzo, who can soften the ground. That'd be an interesting workaround to see how Gran Torino teaches someone whose quirk isn't mobility basics for himself, it's messing with other people's. Or,
well, wouldn't messing with other people fit more perfectly with Aizawa, though?
well, yes, but his quirk doesn't affect their movement, it affects their fighting. Aizawa fights. The thing is, like, I always hear, like, oh, Aizawa's a not shit teacher, but he's a bad person in a sense because he thought Deku had no potential at one point because he kept breaking his bones. But you gotta remember, Aizawa doesn't fight with superpowers. He fights taking away other powers. That means he doesn't have super strength or increased mobility because of his quirk.
And not only that, Aizawa did, go to class with All Might, so he knows
Did he?
Yes, he did. They were in the same class. That's why they always talk crap to each other.
Was it?
They were in the same class.
Not in the same class, but I believe they were in the same grade. Maybe not the same class because he was friends with President Mike.
I think you mean like same year wise, like
same-
All Might might have been a senior or some shit.
Yeah, something like that.
That
Like,
makes a lot more sense because, like, no way would they be in the exact same class, honestly.
But they were like, Aizawa saw what potential he had, even though he was raking bones. He knew that trying to steer him the right way, but not knowing how.
Yeah.
And I think that's where Gran Torino came into play because he trained All Might.
Yeah. Actually, here's something real quick. Now that you said, like, how they were in the same class, how did Aizawa get into the class if he barely, like, because he's very skilled, yes, as a hero, but was he that skilled even before high school?
I actually know this one. It was in the Vigilantes series that Horikoshi did, the spin-off series.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Aizawa was in the general education department his first year. His second year, he got moved into heroics with Mike, and I think Midnight was his senior.
Oh.
And his, of course, his good friend, which I forgot his name, Shirikumo, but that's a different topic if you haven't watched the show or read the manga. He gets in because of the sports fest. As Shinso states in the actual anime and manga, people who do well enough in the sports fest can be dropped from or who do bad enough can be dropped from the hero course, and if they're good enough, they can be brought into it from one of the other departments. And that's how Aizawa got in. He fought, because it's like Shinso says in the manga, the entrance exam is geared towards, or quote unquote geared towards offensive quirks, which not really, but that's here and there. Aizawa's quirk would have no use against robots at all. And he even states he trained, like, I think it says 5 years? Or some amount of years to use his capture scarf effectively. He built the capture scarf technique, which he's teaching to, other people. The thing is, he didn't have that in the entrance exam, and he didn't have it till, like, probably his last year, like, fully mastered and figured out. Because his capture scarf is a metal alloy that is reactive to his quirk, which is why it floats, similar to his hair. Which, a lot of people don't know why it floats, but I think it's just the material is affected by his hair, or an aura that his quirk gives off that affects his hair. It's similar to how Shigaraki figured out you only use your when your quirk's being used, your hair floats.
Here's a little thing. If that's kind of like a big tell, why have the hair that long?
I think he's just too lazy to get a haircut.
That makes way too much sense.
Because imagine if he like slicked his hair back like President Mike, or it got cut off. No one could tell when he's using his quirk except for when his scarf floats. And mid-battle, when you're turning people's quirks on and off, jumping around, flipping people around like they're weightless, nobody would be able to tell. That would make him hello fucking OP.
So, do you think that even without his quirk, he would still be as strong as he is?
Yes, because if you when he talks or in the USJ arc, they say the one villain says your quirk doesn't affect heterochromic types like us, people who can't turn their quirks off. When he's told that, he's like, yeah, but that's why I developed a workaround. If he couldn't nullify quirks, he just uses his capture scarf. Say somebody's flying at him at a rocket speed, dodge, throw scarf, and swing him around, use his own momentum against him. Aizawa may be a lazy person by nature, but he's very, very, very gifted tactically in fights. He's not perfect, but as you can see, he figured out a way to fight people who he can't erase their quirks, who are stronger than him naturally. And even with the Nomu, he cancels out his quirks, he gets beaten up still. That's because the Nomu was genetically altered. When he's fighting regular humans whose quirks can't be shut off, like the heterochromic type he fights, it doesn't matter. He dodges punch, spins around, catches him, and throws him into a group of other villains. He's a very tactical fighter. And that's what he tells Midori, you can't be a one-trick pony. He can't just rely on shutting off people's quirks and fighting one-on-one. He had to adapt, and he had to think smart.
You got anything to add to that, man, or Rabbit?
Well, I don't really know what to say to that. It is very,
It's very compelling. It's a
very
very strong argument.
I mean, it's as I've told you multiple times, working. I break down powers, and when the power isn't useful in the area, the hero in that situation, in My Hero of the World, they have to adapt. That's why in the Sludge Villain accident, they didn't adapt. I'm not saying Kami and fucking Mount Lady and Backdraft and Death Punch or
Death Arms.
Death Arms. I'm not saying they're bad heroes, but certainly they're not the best. They didn't adapt. They didn't think. They didn't work together. Aizawa was taking one versus multiple foes that he couldn't even affect with his quirk. He was fighting people who could shoot missiles at or shoot objects at him because you can tell they aim at him, and he turned them off. He took them out. And then when the heterochromic user or the mutant user who can't have his quirk shut off charges at him, instead of being like, shit, I can't do anything, what am I going to do, freaking out and getting his shit beaten out of him, he thinks smart. He dodges, he uses his capture scarf to not just attack, but also defend by, redirecting punches. He's a very tactical fighter. And that's what kind of makes, for me, he's a weird teacher, but he's a very good hero. He's a good underground hero. He's not a limelight hero. He doesn't focus on what can I do. He focuses on, okay, what should I do in this situation to help my students.
Do you think Gran Torino and Aizawa are very similar in how they teach?
I would say probably similar, but not very similar. You gotta keep in mind when Aizawa is teaching them, he's telling them, all right, you gotta be thinking like this, you gotta be doing this. Gran Torino, he might be, but from what I've seen in the anime and the manga, he's more of a hands-on, all right, we're gonna fight till you figure this shit out. Because that's what worked with All Might, that's what worked with Deku. He might change it up for different students to make it work, but in the end, that teaching style is going to be something he's going to be not stuck with, but it's going to be in his thoughts. Because that's how he teaches, that's how he taught the number one hero.
Do you think he could use that to get Momo out of her, I guess, slump, shyness, or, her cowardness, to make her a stronger and more of a leader?
Well, she's not really coward. More like a.
Well, she's
indecisive and
she's very indecisive. More quick acting and more aggressive as a fighter.
Yes, because I feel like he would use a similar style. So bounce around and tell her, you gotta think quick. You gotta think outside the box. Whatever's not working for you, you gotta figure out why and figure out how to make it work for you. Remember, he just kept bouncing around the room until Deku realized, okay, if I instead of doing one for all in one part of my body and breaking it, I'll just spread it around my body. For Momo, the thought process on her, he'd probably be guiding her towards, okay, look, you can't hit me, I'm moving too fast, what do you need to do? You gotta think quick, you gotta remember what you can create, and you gotta keep in mind that your quirk relies on this or that, and figure out how to use that to your advantage.
So he's like the parent who was like, you want to learn how to swim? Throw you in the deep end of the pool.
Sink or swim.
Yeah, he'd be a sink or swim. Aizawa, we haven't seen too much on his teaching per se, but I mean, Class 1A is turning out good, and with the help of the other hero teachers, they're all pretty good. I mean, look at Unbreakable. Look at any of them. Hagakura's skill with light reflection. Look at all that shit that happens when they're practicing super moves. Aoyama shooting his laser through a big ass brick.
Very true. I can't argue with that. They all work together to, of course, produce heroes, which is what the show is supposed to do.
A hero factory, essentially.
Yeah, it's a hero factory.
That's a different topic.
Yeah, different topic. Besides the point.
Oh yeah.
Besides the point.
Well, we've been talking for a while, guys. You want to end this episode right here and just call it?
Yeah,
Okay
I'm
with
good with
that.
that. I think that's a good landing point of, it'd be interesting to think of how that change, while would be major in some way, how would it affect the show, because it would put each student in a different way of thinking. He'd probably see the different ways that they act and try to work around that and be like, all right, you guys are doing this, you should try looking into this. Or he might just, bounce around and be like, all right, if you haven't hit me yet, you need to figure out what the hell you're doing and fix it.
I mean, because like he did with what Momo did with Tokoyami in the semifinals, I think, or the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
How Tokoyami was just bashing her shield to push her out of the ring. I mean, that requires a lot of quick thinking and a lot of awareness to know that you can't be out of bounds. I mean, she could have easily deflected that to where it didn't get her out of bounds, but possibly gotten her closer to Tokoyami to end the fight at a more of a
Close quarter combat.
close quarter combat.
Yeah, 'cause
where she
his-
could have had the advantage.
Yeah, because his biggest disadvantage is close quarters combat and extreme light, isn't it?
Not necessarily close quarters per se.
Well, at
'cause
first it was.
Yeah, no, not even then, because Tokoyami could summon Dark Shadow to help him in a close range fight. His weakness was he was relying too much on Dark Shadow to do his fighting.
Yes.
He wasn't fighting himself. He was just like, all right, go, Dark Shadow, go do this.
He was always left vulnerable in serious moments when it mattered most, and he couldn't always bring Dark Shadow close enough to him, so he always had to have someone or something to protect himself.
Hey, wait a minute. Did Aizawa ever teach Tokoyami in a hand-to-hand combat? Like, yeah, hand-to-hand combat?
I don't think so.
You think he would, right?
Yeah.
I think it would have been a good idea. I don't think the creator was really dependent on all the other characters.
No, but still, like, it's a good little, like, fleshing out. Like, a little side panel on the back. Like, oh, you see Aizawa, like, throwing a punch at,
And-
Tokoyami, just like, hey, like, dodge.
And I'm sure they taught something to him. It's probably not a whole lot, because he did develop his what was it, Black Abyss cloak?
Yeah,
If I'm
Yeah.
not
something
mistaken,
like that.
something like that.
I still say Black Ankh would have been a better name.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would have
Black armor.
I would have gone with Shadow Cloak.
Shadow cloak.
Because, like, saying, like, Dark Shadow Cloak, no, it's a little too edgy for me. Like, no, just Shadow Cloak. Sweet, simple, cool. I like it. All right. Well, with that, guys, I'm going to call it right there. So, I want to thank my guests. I want to thank Ferret. I want to thank Ferret. I want to thank Geronimo. And I want to thank newcomer, Wounded Rabbit, guys. So, thank you all for showing up. Thank you all for being a part of this. And with that being said, guys, this is Broken Soul saying, may your souls be ever bright. Love you guys. Bye.
Hunting wabbits.
Hunting wabbits.